well and looking after yourselves. So today we'll be doing a 20-minute yoga practice focusing on crescent moon pose. So it might get quite juicy on the hips, so anyone working with any hip issues today, please be careful. And as always, listen to your body, and if something doesn't feel right, modify if you know how, or you can just leave that bit out. So it's going to get quite strong on the legs today. Okay, shall we start? We're going to start today in a semi-supine position. So coming onto your backs with your legs bent. Take your feet and your knees hip distance. And then just push the back of your head into the mat so you can lift and separate the shoulder blades before relaxing them back down on the mat. Arms are along your sides with the palms facing down. And we'll just begin by scanning through the body. From the tips of the toes, sweeping through the body all the way to the crown of the head. Just noticing how you're feeling this morning, particularly around the hip area. And then take your focus to your breath. So we're taking nasal breathing, we're breathing in and out through the nose. Just taking a few moments here to let your body settle, to let your breath settle, to let your mind settle. Keeping your focus with your breath, we're going to make that first connection with breath and movement. We're doing bridge pose with breath. Pelvis tilted slightly towards the navel and your chin slightly towards the chest. On your next in-breath, push your hips up towards the ceiling. And on your next out-breath, relax back down to the mat. Breathing in to lift. And breathing out to lower. Number 3, see if you can push a little bit higher this time. Breathing in to lift. Breathe out to lower. One last time. Breathing in, push the hips up close to the ceiling. And breathe out to release. Take hold of the back of the right leg now and draw your knee in towards the chest. How does it feel to straighten that left leg out along the mat? Flexing both feet, we're moving into an upside down lunge. So taking that right foot back, you're aiming to stack your ankle above the knee. Knees close to your chest or to your armpit. Pausing here for 2 more breaths. I'm going to move into a hamstring stretch, just starting to straighten that right leg. Keep supporting the back of the leg. If you're a bit tight in the ankles this morning, you may want to take a few foot rotations here. You times one way and then the other. Okay, and releasing. Coming back to your semi-supine position, let's take that sequence left side. So draw your left knee towards your chest and extend your right leg out along the mat, feet are flexed. Moving into your upside down lunge, so taking left foot back so you're stacking your ankle above your knee. Pausing for 3, for 2, for 1, and then extending the left leg, taking a lovely hamstring stretch. Maybe a few ankle rotations to loosen up the ankle joints. And release. Bring your knees to your chest, just picking up the lower back. So a few little knee circles, keeping the knees together. 3 or 4 times one way, and then the other. Moving into big knee circles where we take the knees in opposite directions. Keeping hands in contact with the knees as we circle them one way. And then take them back the other way. Okay, so next time your knees are wide, keep them there. You're going to take hold of the back of the knees, draw them wider, draw them lower, flex the feet. We're moving into happy baby pose. So take your toes back again, aiming to stack ankles above the knees. You can keep holding here onto the back of the knees if this feels good for you. Or if you can reach, take hold of the feet. You might want to hold the pose still, or it may feel quite nice to rock from side to side. Lovely way to warm up your hips and your lower back. Two more big deep breaths here. We're going to rock up now and come to an all fours position. Are we all feeling okay? We're starting to warm up a bit now. Okay, so set your tabletop position. Your knees underneath your hips and your wrists underneath your shoulders. Apply your hand lock, so spread your fingers and push your fingertips into the mat. Engage the core. You're going to draw up on the pelvic floor as you pull your belly button in towards your spine. We're taking sunbird pose and then we're going to connect it to our breath. So right leg comes back. Push into the ball of the foot to engage the muscles of that right leg as you reach forwards, left hand, gazing towards your thumb. Moving into the balance, so you're picking your right toes up off the mat. Stretching from right heel to left thumb. Let's connect this pose to our breath now. So next time you breathe out, draw your elbow and your knee into the centre. And as you breathe in, extend. Let's take that 2 more times. Breathe out, draw it into the centre. Breathe in to lengthen. 1 more time. And then release to the centre. Reset your tabletop pose. Let's go again, opposite side. Left leg comes back. Cores engage as you extend your right arm. Come into the balance gaze thumb. Next out breath, draw your elbow and knee into the centre. And on your in breath, lengthen. 2 more times. And number 3. And release to your tabletop position. It'll check your knees are still underneath your hips. We're coming into downward facing dog. Let's turn the toes, take the bottom up, take the bottom back. Knees are soft. Really push into the mat with your hands so you can push your chest close to your thighs. Next, relaxed. Let's walk our dog. So we're pedaling the heels up and down. One leg straightens, the other leg bends. Nice slow walk as you sway your hips from side to side. And then soften both knees again. Push your chest close to your thighs. And sink your heels down towards the mat. We're pausing here for 3 more breaths. For 2. 1 more breath. And then come back to your knees. Heart center pose this time. So resting on the tops of the feet as you stretch your hands away towards the edge of the mat. Forehead resting on the mat. Take the bottom back. If this is too strong, you may want to take the bottom back a little bit more. Or if you want more, you can rest on your chin. Your heart melting down towards the mat. 2 more breaths here. And then coming down into a prone position. So you're coming down onto your tummy. Take a full body stretch if you need to stretch out the shoulders. We're taking a cobra pose this time. So bring your hands underneath your shoulders. So if I were looking at you from above, I wouldn't be able to see your hands. Keep your hand block applied, so really pushing your fingertips into the mat. And then tuck your elbows in closely to your ribs. Feet are hip distance, still resting on the tops of your feet. Next, in breath, it's a lift. Chest is forward, gaze is forward. Neck's long. Shoulders released away from the ears. Keep these elbows pinned into your sides. We're going to pause here for 5 breaths. For 4. For 3. For 2. One more breath here. Let's push back and take a child's pose. So take your bottom back towards your heels. Arms can be extended, or you may want to have your arms along your sides. Closing the eyes, taking your focus back to your breath. Okay, noticing how you're feeling. Morning, Dominique. Morning, Sandra. Morning, everyone. Just take this opportunity to catch your breath before we move on. And then make your way back to your tabletop position. Getting a little bit stronger now. Come back to this all fours position, then turn the toes, lift up into your downward facing dog. Again, it's a softening of the knees to push the chest close to the thighs before sinking the heels down towards the mat. Taking 3-legged dog. Your next in-breath, you're sweeping your right leg up towards the ceiling. Come onto the ball of your left foot, push your chest closer towards that left thigh. Keep the right leg where it is, keep your chest where it is. Can you sink that left heel down? We're going to connect this pose to our breath. Take a bend of your right leg. Your next out breath, you're drawing your knee towards your nose. Your next in breath, you're taking 3-legged dog. Let's take that 2 more times. Breathe out, knee to nose. Breathe in, extend. 1 more time. And release. Well done. Let's take that left side. Next, in breath, sweeping the left leg high. Come onto the ball of the right foot. Push your chest close to that thigh before you sink right heel down. It's a bend of the left leg that's connected to our breath now. So on an out breath, draw your knee to your nose. And on an in breath, extend. 2 more times. Number 3. Back to your 3-legged dog. And release that left leg. Let's walk it out. So pedaling the heels up and down. We're coming into dangling pose. So let's walk the feet towards the hands. Take hold of the elbows and just let your upper body relax. Trying to relax as many muscles in the upper body as you can. Knees are soft. Take the focus back to the breath. And then keeping hold of your elbows, we're going to come up to an upright position. So take your chin towards your chest. Next in breath. Slowly rolling up, keep holding on to those elbows. And then taking the arms back. Let's take them back next to the ears. And then extend your fingertips up towards the ceiling. So fingers active. Push into your feet as you push up, stretch up to the ceiling, fingertips. Keep the shoulders released away from the ears. Your upward facing mountain. Lovely stretch here. And then release your arms. Okay, a couple of standing sequences. If you come to the top of your mats, mountain pose, so feet hip distance, spread your toes, really ground the feet into the mat. Standing strong. I'm going to step back with the left leg. Turn your left foot out to a 45-degree angle to keep you steady, and take a nice bend in your right leg. Any knee issues with that left side, you may want to rest on the ball of the foot instead of having the foot flat on the mat. See how you feel with that. Engage the core. Let's take hold of the elbows again and take the arms back. Again, we're extending fingertips towards the ceiling, looking up between the hands. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. We've come into warrior one pose. So keep these internal locks applied. Keep pulling up pelvic floor. Keep drawing your navel in towards the spine. Keep strong. 2 more breaths here. We're going to move into warrior two pose. I'm sorry, I'm going to have my back to you for this bit. Upper body turns a quarter of a turn to the left. You may need to adjust your left foot slightly. And then open the arms to shoulder height. Keep the shoulders released away from the ears. Keep fingertips strong. And then turn to gaze to the middle finger of your right hand. See if you can sink the hips a little bit lower, getting stronger on the legs. For 3, for 2, for 1. We're going to reverse our warrior. So flip your right palm. Reach forward with your right hand so you'll feel that a bit stronger in your right leg. And then right hand goes high as you reach down the back of your left leg with your left hand. So reaching from fingertips to fingertips. For 3, for 2, for 1. Release that right hand, step back to the top of the mat. Return to your mountain pose. Are we feeling okay? Let's take that warrior sequence then, opposite side. Right leg comes back. So right foot's a 45-degree angle unless there's any issues going on with your knee there. Nice deep bend in your left leg. Take hold of the elbows, take the arms back. Feel this lift of the chest. As you take the gaze upwards, extend the hands. Fingertips reach high, hips sink low. Warrior one pose. Flowing into warrior two, so upper body, quarter of a turn to the right. Slightly adjust that right foot. Open out the arms to the side, shoulder height, stretching from fingertips to fingertips. Sink the hips a bit lower as you gaze towards middle finger, left hand. Keep control of your breath, still breathing in and out through your nose. Let's reverse our warrior this time, so flip your left palm, reach forwards. Reach up left hand, you reach down right hand. Keep this deep bend left leg. For 3, for 2, for 1, and release. Step back to the top of your mat. Let's take a dangling pose before we move on to the next sequence. So holding onto your elbows, chin towards your chest. And slowly rolling down. Knees are soft, maybe swaying from side to side. Stay there for a few breaths. Morning, Michelle. Morning, Kerry. And tuck your chin in towards your chest as we slowly roll back to an upright position. Release the arms. Okay, a little bit stronger on the legs. So from your mountain position, we're going to step back left leg. This time you're going to be on the ball of the foot. We've come into a high crescent lunge position. Sink the hips nice and low. Engage the core and push that back heel down towards the mat. It's like putting the brakes on to keep you nice and steady. Take hold of the elbows, take the arms back. And then reach fingertips towards the ceiling. So as fingertips reach high, hips sink low. Pausing here for 3 breaths. For 2. For 1, we're going to add a twist. Bring your palms together and draw the hands down in front of your heart center. It's an in-breath to lengthen through the torso and an out-breath to fold forwards. You have the option to keep it here or option to add the twist. If you're adding the twist, you're hooking your left elbow over your right knee, gazing towards the ceiling. Keep the core engaged, keep pushing that back heel down towards the mat to keep you steady. 2 more breaths here. Let's release our twist. Come back to an upright position, release the arms. We're going to step back to the top of the mat. Walk it out if you need to. I'm going to take that opposite side. So from your mountain pose, let's step back with the right leg. Deep bend in the left as you've come to your high crescent lunge position. Let's take hold of the elbows, take the arms back. And then extend your fingertips towards the ceiling. Enjoy the stretch, feeling strong. 2 more breaths here. And let's bring the palms together. Draw them down in front of your heart center. It's an in-breath to lengthen through the torso and an out-breath to fold forwards. Option to keep it here or option to take the twist. Your right elbow hooks over your left knee, looking towards the ceiling. For 3, for 2, for 1. With control, release your twist. Come back to an upright position, release the hands, and step back to the top of your mat. I'll walk that out. Okay, are you ready to come into your crescent moon pose now? So, from your mountain pose, again we're going to step back into a high crescent lunge. So its left leg comes back first. See if you can get it back even further than before. You're really starting to warm up now. So really sink the hips low, back leg strong and straight, nice deep bend in your front leg. Let's take hold of the elbows, take the arms back. And extend the fingertips towards the ceiling. So you've returned back to this high crescent lunge position. Front of the body is nice and long. In breath here. And let's release the hands down to the mat. Fingertips and toes in one line. You've come from your high crescent lunge into your low lunge position. Back leg still strong and straight. Core still engaged. Let's add a twist. Next, in breath, sweep right hand up towards the ceiling. So if you push into your left, you'll be able to reach up even further towards the ceiling with your right. 2 more breaths here. And release that hand back down. Come back to your low lunge. We're sinking the back knee down towards the mat. Turn to rest on the top of that left foot. You're going to push into the top of your left foot so your kneecap lifts off the mat, and you might be able to sink a little bit lower by doing so. Take that knee back down. Any knee issues this morning, you may want to keep it low. You may want to keep it here. If knees are okay, we're going to lift. Lift onto the hip creases first. See how that feels. Can you sink the hips a little bit lower? Let's take hold of the elbows, take the arms back. A lift of the chest, a lift of the gaze. Let's extend fingertips up towards the ceiling. And really start to reach up and reach back with the hands as you sink the hips low. You've come into your crescent moon pose, one of my favourites. We're pausing here for 5 breaths. Enjoy the pose, enjoy the stretch. 3 more breaths. If you can get a little bit deeper, 2 more breaths. And with control, release. Take your hands back down to the mat, toes and fingertips in one line. We're coming into downward facing dog. So turn the toes of the back foot, lift the knee. Take a halfway cat if you prefer, and push back. Ooh, how's that left leg feeling? Let's walk our dog. So you're pedaling the heels up and down. We'll
Walking the feet towards the hands, come back to your dangling pose. Couple of breaths here to catch your breath. And then, next in-breath, rolling back up to your mountain position. Okay, we've got that to do left side. So back to the top of your mat, feet hip distance. Right leg comes back this time. So coming into this high crescent lunge, nice and deep. Sink the hips low. Lovely deep bend in your left leg. Let's take hold of the elbows, take the arms back. And back as far as you can go. Then reach your fingertips towards the ceiling. Back leg strong, your internal locks applied. And then release from your high crescent lunge into your low lunge. Fingertips and toes in one line. Can you sink a little bit lower? Let's add the twist. In breath to send the left hand high. Push into the right hand to extend left hand even higher. Enjoying the twist. Let's release. Left hand back down so you've come back to your low lunge position. And then sink your right knee down to the mat, resting on the top of the foot. And push into the top of the foot so you've got that lift of the knee. See if you can sink a little bit lower. Keep it low if there are knee issues this morning, or lift up to hip creases. Can you sink your hips a little bit lower? Let's come into our crescent moon pose. Hold on to your elbows, take the arms back. And then reach up high. So as fingertips reach high, your hips sink low. Reaching up, reaching back, your heart shining towards the ceiling. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, can you get back a little bit more? For 1, release the hands back down, well done everyone. Turn the toes of the back foot, lift the knee. We're coming into one last downward facing dog. Oh, pedal the heels up and down, walk it out. Some yeses and nos with the head to release tension in the neck. And then our final pose. Let's lower the knees. Take the bottom back towards the heels. Sweep the arms along the sides as you come to rest in your child's pose. Well done everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. So I'll be teaching 3 full-length yoga classes on Zoom this week. Details on how to access them will be put on my Facebook page later today, so look out for those if you're interested in joining. Big shout out to all the wonderful fitness and yoga instructors out there who are posting classes online to keep us motivated and moving during lockdown, week 3. Keep up the good work everyone. Thank you for joining me. Bye, see you all again soon. Thank you.